Alleghany Journal found Patty McAnnally, who's a Alleghany County Board of Supervisors candidate, and she joins us today to talk about her candidacy. Welcome, Patty.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, Patty, you're the first. You're the first one this election season, and we're delighted to speak with you. And we've got a stock set of questions. All candidates get the same ones. And we thought, well, all right, we'll go down the list. And then, at the end, we're going to say, all right, Patty, give us a little summary. Let's try number one. What do you believe is the most pressing issue or the challenges facing the Board of Supervisors?
Well, when you look around our area, we only have one real big issue, and it impacts everything else. So it has to do with the stagnant economic growth. We just don't have anything. This is affecting all of our essential services, all of our capital projects, budget, personnel, schools, everything. So it's truly that. We also have the population age is declining because young people who are graduating from high school and college here are moving away because there isn't anything for them to really do. If you don't work for Garden Trucking or for the mill, you get Walmart, because there's not enough city government buildings or offices and those kinds of things to support the students. So it really is that economic growth is our real problem. And we've got to come up with businesses to help support that or play on our assets. And our assets here, we're very lucky because we are an outdoor community. We've got the river, we've got the mountains, we've got hiking and biking and all the trails and fishing and all of that, which is just a huge tourist pull that we can work toward, making that better to bring in more dollars for tax purposes.
Well, Patty, you basically answered the second question, which would be, what can we do to foster economic and population growth? And it's funny, it's not just Clifton Forge and Alleghany County, but all of Western Virginia, for some crazy reason, are not attracting the young people. Maybe the main reason is, we are not attracting places like the Google facility in Botetourt County. But we do have that pad ready site, right?
Yes, we do. And we need to make certain that we get the infrastructure built on that. So really, to improve economic growth, infrastructure is our key point. We've got to make certain that we have all of the things that need in place to help those things happen, right? Because if we don't have good Wi-Fi, if we don't have good water and sewer, if we don't have, roads and those kinds of things, houses for people that we want to stay. If we don't have those things in place, or at least a working plan, we can't pull in, new businesses that we want that are going to pay better.
Well, it looks like Alleghany County is working on a housing study. They had I'm sure you've seen the document. So the steps are being taken in the right direction. Yes. Of course, we're nowhere near, at the end of that road, but it's nice to know that you believe, that infrastructure, all the key parts of economic development need to be in place. All right, so here you are, candidate.
Sure.
What do you believe is in your background qualifies you to be a supervisor? It's one thing to want a job. It's another thing to have, a little background or maybe positions in your past that may give you a heads up on everybody.
So do I want a job? No. I'm retired. I like my dogs and my chickens. But I have a pretty good experience in financial management. I'm a nurse for almost 50 years and a tenured college professor retired. So, so there's that. So as a nurse, I was in leadership positions. So I have a master's degree in nursing and administration, and my minor's is in business. So it gives me a really good, firm understanding of all the financial stuff, how to build a budget, how to keep people on track, how to make people justify overspending, how to ensure that we're only spending money on the most qualified, not my uncle, things like that. But yeah, so it's those things in my background. I'm also,
Okay.
as you may know, I have my fingers in everybody's pies. So I'm very involved in the community.
We know you're active. There's no doubt about that.
I'm in everything. Well, it's part of, I want to be a huge part of this area, not just Clifton Forge, but Covington too, for the entire county. It's important to me to make this area the best it can be. And I think as long as I'm involved, no matter what I'm involved with, as long as I'm involved, then I get to do my part making that happen.
How big of a deal do you think is the trend towards more workforce development? I mean, the supervisors kind of peripherally are involved. I mean, they make statements and they'll have various speakers on it. And there are some programs, but the Alleghany Highland School Division and Mountain Gateway Community College are cooperating, and they're trying to say, hey, to the younger crowd, we want you to be ready such that when the pad site develops that you've got the skills. So how big of a deal do you think this is?
So that's a huge deal, right? When I was working for this college, the college committee that I was on was workforce development. So I have a really strong background of being able to look at the communities that we were planted in, because we had campuses in 3 different towns, 3 different counties. So that's a big, broad look. So to be able to look around and develop different workforce programs that specifically met the county that we were in. Because we had nurses and we had CNAs and we had dental assistants and we had, all of that. But we developed, because the move of the future obviously is in things like computer science. So we really beefed up our program and we developed a robotics program at the school, because it was what you got to look to the future. You can't go, oh, well, we've got the plant over here, so let's just, build people who can work at the plant. No, we want new industry too. So we need to help the schools, whether it's the high school or the middle school or Mountain Gateway or the tech center. We have to really drive their focus towards the kind of industries that we're looking for here.
Well, that was a good summary. And although I'm looking for a little bit of an overall summary. So you're into a lot of things. You've got background plenty, you're interested in workforce development and economic growth. What kind of a summary, if you were talking to several hundred people, as a matter of fact, you're going to be talking to more than 21,868 of them.
Oh, that's okay.
What's a good summary? What's a good paragraph about your particular candidacy?
So, my elevator speech, right? The 1 minute elevator speech.
Yeah.
So truly, for me, I want to impact the entire county and its future. And that's why I'm running. And because I do have a background in finance, and I do have a background in workforce, and I have a background in healthcare, obviously. I've been a nurse forever. It puts me in a very unique position to have a big look at some of those social services issues and, workforce development and finance. And I can read a budget and stick to it and create one. So, being able to do all of that, I think there's my 1 minute speech.
Hey, I caught you. We're a little bit late getting started here, but I saw that happy face at the recent gathering, and I said,
Yes.
she's full of herself. I'm going to see if we can't start out with Patty. But it was a delight to speak with you today. We thank you very much for your candidacy and your frankness. And so on November 4th, you're one of the possible selections people will have.
Yep.
Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate you very much. You have a wonderful day.
Bye now.
All right. Bye-bye.